for first. This is probably the easiest one here. Okay, so the diameter of a pizza is normally distributed, and the mean is 68.5, and the standard deviation is 2.7, and we're going to get the 25 samples out of the all the pizzas you produce. And so you are required to find out what is the mean and variance of the sample mean. Okay, so when you read the questions, you want to know what's here. Okay, so what's required? You are required to get sample mean, right? Here it is sample mean, and you are going to find the mean and variance for sample mean. So here you are required to find out what is mu x bar and sigma x bar square, right? And you have 25 samples, okay? So basically you know that if we have x, the distribution is mu x, and the mean is mu x, and the variance is sigma x square, you know that x bar will be mu x and sigma x square divided by n, right? Okay? Any questions to this point? So when you read a question, okay, you want to be able to translate all the words into a formula. So what is the question looking for? So when you read all these, the question actually is looking for the mean and variance of the sample mean. So as a matter of fact, this question should be very easy, right? So you have all this information here. So Mr. Zheng, what should be here? What should be the mean? Mu x number. 68.5, right? Okay, what about here? Sigma x bar square. 2.7 square divided by 25, right? Okay, so basically, it's like this. Of course, the midterm won't be this easy, but here is the first step. Okay, toward solving the questions in the midterm. Okay, questions. Okay, now let's get to the second one here. So there is a test, okay, and suppose the score is normally distributed, and so we get 4 samples here. Okay, we get 4 samples here, and you have 80, 75, 92, 83, and you are required to find out the 95%. Okay, 95% confidence level estimation. Okay, it is an interval estimation. Okay, for the population mean. So basically here you are required to use mu x will be less than or equal to x bar plus z alpha over 2. And here it is square root sigma x square over n, right? And here you have x bar minus z alpha over 2 and sigma x square divided by n. So basically this is the formula you're going to use. And remember, so when you know the sigma x square, okay, so you use normal distribution, or when the sample size is very large, right? When the sample size is very large, it should be larger than 30. If that is the case, then you use normal distribution. And suppose, but of course this question, we don't want to get into too much details, but basically this question tells you that it is a normal distribution. But somehow there is something wrong here, because do you know sigma x squared? You don't, right? Okay, but we don't want to deal with too much. So if you don't know this, if you don't know population variance, okay, if you don't know population variance, what should you use? You should use t distribution and use xs squared. Okay, use sx squared, right? Remember that? we said if you don't know population variance, okay, then you use the sample variance, okay, sample variance as a substitute. In that case, what kind of distribution you're going to use? T distribution. So in this case, what distribution you should use? T distribution, okay, but we haven't covered that yet. So you don't worry about this because in the midterm there won't be anything about T distribution. But here is one example telling you what kind of distribution you should use. T distribution. Okay, but anyway, basically that's the same thing in terms of the formula. The only difference is that we have x bar minus T v alpha over 2, and here you have x squared divided by n less than or equal to mu x less than or equal to x bar plus T v alpha over 2 and square root of sigma x squared over n. Okay? We haven't talked about this yet, so don't worry about it. But here, I just want to tell you that in terms of the formula and the procedure, basically that's the same. The only difference is that you use a different distribution, that is T distribution. Okay? Okay, so for this question, okay, what you should do is first, of course, calculate x bar, right? What is x bar? X bar is equal to 80 plus 75 plus 92 plus 83 divided by 4, right? Okay, and then the next step, calculate sx squared. Okay, calculate xx squared. Okay? And then, suppose it is a normal distribution. It will be the variance divided by 4, right? The variance divided by 4. But here, it is a T distribution, okay? So it has to deal with degrees of freedom, okay? And of course, because you know that, we already say it is a 95% confidence interval, right? So what should be here? 1.96. And it is two-sided, right? Two-sided. Suppose it is one-sided, that's different. But it is two-sided, so we know it is 1.96. And supposedly, from T distribution, you can get the same thing, okay? You check the table, okay, you get the same thing. So basically, these two are very easy. Just telling you, this is the basics that you have to know. Okay, questions? So there will be something like this, okay, there will be something like this, but it will be normal distribution. It won't be T distribution. Okay? And of course, this is the population mean. We also have a case on population proportion, right? Population proportion. The example we have before is, let us say a factory has 200 employees, and 160 of them is female, okay? 160 female. So what's the proportion? 0.8. Okay, so sometimes we do population mean, sometimes we do population proportion. And basically, the formula is the same. Okay, questions? Okay, let us get to the second question here. So then here we have, this is the distribution of the population is like this. This is probability distribution function. We have x equal to 2, and then the probability is 1/3, 3, the probability 1/3, 4, the same. Okay. So basically, this is a uniform distribution, right? This is uniform distribution. And what we are looking for. So this is what we have. And so we want to draw 2 out of this sample, and it's drawing with replacement, right? So the first question is, if you have 3 things here, and you want to draw and with replacement, and the sample size is 2. So how many different samples will you have? The gentleman here, the lady here. Okay, so how many different samples will you have? You have 3. Okay, in terms of population, you got 3, and the sample size is 2. Okay, so how many different samples will you have? I mean, how many samples? Not necessarily different in terms of the order. It will be n to n power, right? Remember that? So you may have 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, right? Okay, and then 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, right? and then 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 4. Okay? Right? Okay, we talk about this. This is the second time we talk about this kind of question. You've got to know how to do it. Otherwise, you'll be in trouble. Okay. So then, we are talking about X bar, that is sample mean, right? So, you have several ways to do it. The first thing, of course, is follow this rule, right? But do you have to do this? You don't. Because if you know X, mu X, and sigma X squared, what will be X bar? Mu X and sigma X squared divided by N, right? So really, you don't have to deal with this. If you can find out the mean and the variance for this distribution function, you're done. Okay, then you finish. Okay, so let us try. So you can have expectation X, right? What is expectation X? 2 times 1/3, 3 times 1/3, 4 times 1/3. So how much is that? 3, right? What about variance X? Variance X is equal to expectation X squared minus mu X squared, right? Okay, so that is 4 times 1/3 plus 9 times 1/3 plus 16 times 1/3 minus 9. Okay, so what you get? You get, here you have 3, 13, right? 13 plus 16, so you got 29. Minus 1/3, right? Minus 9. Okay, so what you get? 2/3. So now you know that X, okay, has a distribution of 3, and the variance is 2/3, right? So what about X bar? Okay, the lady there in white shirt. So what is here? 3, and here? What about here? Excuse me? 9? Are you sure? How much is N? How much is N? So what should that be? 3? It should be 1/3, right? Because here it is sigma X squared divided by N. How much is N? 2, right? So 2/3 divided by 2, what do you get? 1/3. Okay? Questions? Okay, you shouldn't have got confused because, at this point it's still very easy. In the midterm it's much more difficult than this. Okay? You want to learn the basics, and from the basics to do something a little bit more difficult. Here are the basics. You really need to learn all these. Okay, let's look at this, the question 1, the most difficult question. Okay? We need a little, sorry, do I erase it too early? I suppose not, because it is all there, right? I mean, there, okay, the first question, okay. Okay, so we are going to find out how to do this. So we have A, okay, the mean is 20, and the variance is equal to 40. And B, okay, the variance is the mean is equal to 30, and the variance 50. And how many samples, how many features? For A, there are 56. So the N is equal to 60. Okay? So first you have to be able to get all the questions into formula, okay, or notation. Here you have A, mean 20, variance 40, B, mean 30, variance 50. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, so far so good. So then the question is, so you have two groups, right? Okay, you have two groups. Now you want to put the whole thing together. You want to put the whole thing together and make them as a group. So what is the mean? Okay, what is the mean? So for A group, first you have A1, okay, A2, you have A50, right? Okay, because for group A you have 50 fish. For group B you have B1, B2, etc. B60. Okay, there are 60 fish in group B. So the only information we have is A bar. I mean the mean for group A, the mean for group B. So if you want to get, so now let us get the new group. Okay, so the new group is A plus B, I mean A and B, right? A and B. So let it be X. Okay, so what is X? X is A1, A2, and A50, and then B1 to B60. So how many do you have? The total is 110, right? The total is 110. So now you want to get X bar. X bar will be equal to summation, right? Xi and divided by, let us say it is n. Okay, let us say it is n. And so what do you have? You're going to have n, and then here will be, of course, x1, x2, plus x110, right? But what are these? These are actually, please close the door there. Will be A1 plus A2 plus A50 plus B1 plus B60 divided 110. Right? Any questions so far? Okay, but you know, what kind of information do we have? What we have is here. So to do all these questions, you have to use the information here, okay? So let's get A bar. What is A bar? A bar is equal to summation AI divided by NA, right? And NA we have 50, okay? And for summation AI it is A1 plus A2 plus A50. And how much is that? A bar is equal to what? 20, right? A bar is equal to 20. So what is up here? A1 plus A50 is equal to 1,000, right? 50 times 20. Okay? Questions? Any questions so far? Okay, what about B bar? The same thing, right? B bar is equal to summation BI divided by NB, okay? And you have 60, because there are 60 fish in group B, and B1, etc. plus B60. And that is equal to 30, right? Okay? And so you have B1 plus up to 60 is equal to 1800. Okay, 1800. Okay? Any questions? Any questions? So then, what do you have? You have, because what we are looking for is actually X bar. This is what you are required to find out. What is X bar, right? And now you find out, okay, A1 plus up to A50 is equal to 1,000. So here it is 1,000, right? What about B1 to B60? It is 1,800. So that is equal to 1000 plus 1800 divided by 110, right? Questions? Any questions so far? Okay? So far so good. The gentleman there, do you have any questions here? Okay. So then, what is x bar? X bar is equal to 280 divided by 11. So here, now we find out the mean for this new population, for this new group. How much is that? 280 divided by 11. Okay? Questions? And now the most difficult part is here. You want to get variance. Okay? You need to get variance. So here you have, okay, let me put it here. X bar is equal to 280 divided by 11. Okay? And now you need to get variance. Of course you don't have any information about variance, but you know, here you have variance about A, variance about B. And so how to get the variance for this new population from A and B. Okay? Okay, any questions? So far, so good. Okay, let's try. So let me erase. Are you done with note taking? Okay. So basically that's the same thing here, okay? So now what you're gonna do is to try to get, okay, first you need to get sigma x squared, but of course you don't have any information about this, but you have sigma a squared, right? Sigma x squared is equal to 1 divided by na, okay? And then summation, okay, you have, so anyway, let's put down the whole formula here. AI minus A bar square, or we should use mu A, okay, so we should use mu A. Okay? And what is this? Actually, this is 1 over NA summation AI square minus mu A square, right? Okay? And what about sigma B? That's the same thing, right? 1 over NB summation BI minus mu B square is equal to 1 over NB summation BI square minus mu B square. Okay? Any questions so far? And of course, what we are looking for is here. Sigma x squared, right? Suppose there should be 1 over n, okay? And that's summation xi squared minus, okay? Mu x squared. So for this equation, at least we know this part, right? We know here. Because we just got it. X bar, or we say it should be mu x. Okay, anyway. Let us treat it as population. So then you have mu x is equal to 220 divided by 11, right? So at least we know here. Okay, we know what's going on here. It is 280 divided by 11 squared. Okay? Okay, then what about here? Here. We know nothing about here, right? We know nothing about here. But as a matter of fact, let's put it down here. Okay, summation x squared is equal to n over 1. What is xi squared? We know xi is composed of a and b, right? So it should be, okay, summation xi is equal to a1 squared plus a2 squared plus etc. A50 squared and plus B1 squared plus up to B60 squared, right? So here is what you gonna calculate, okay? But do you have information about here? What about here? So from here you may have some information. So let us get this one, okay? So sigma A squared is equal to 40, right? So 40 is equal to 1 divided by 40 and, okay, A1 square up to A50 square, right? Minus 40 square, so that's 1600, so that is 1600. So any question to this point? Yes. Oh, sorry. So it should be 50 here. Thank you. So we have 50 fish, right? 50, okay? Okay. Question? Any question? So then, okay, you will have this one going to move to the other side, right? So 1 divided 50, A1 square up to A50 square is equal to 1640, right? Okay? So what does that mean? That means A, question? Right, so variance is 40. Minus, right? This is negative. When you move to the other side, it becomes positive. So 16, this is mu A, right? Oh, sorry. So mu A is equal to 20, right? Sorry. So that would be equal to 400, okay? Okay? 400. And then you move it to the other side, that's 440. Okay? Sorry. Questions? So then you have A1 square plus etc. plus A50 square is equal to 0.00022. So it is 22,000, right? Okay? The same thing, you want to calculate B1. Okay, B1 square up to B60 square. Okay? So what is that? So up to this point, any questions? So we got here, right? So let us erase this part. Okay, let's erase this part. Sorry, we should keep this part here. A50 square. Okay. The same thing here, right? So then what you get? Sigma B square is here. That is 50. Okay? 50 is equal to, okay, 1 over 60, because you have 60 feet, right? And then here is B1 square up to B60 square minus, okay, mu B is equal to 30, so that's 900, right? 900. So then in this case, you know that, okay, 1 over 60 times B1 square up to B60 square is equal to 950, right? Okay. Did I make any mistake here? Any questions? Mu B is equal to 30, right? So square, that's 900, and then move to the other side, you get 950. Okay? Questions? And so what is here? So that is equal to 57,000, right? 57,000. Okay, any questions? Okay, so what about here? Here, that's what we are looking for, right? So then that is equal to 1 over 110, and here you have 22,000 plus 57,000 and minus how much? 280 divided by 11 and here square. Okay? So this is one way to figure out. Okay? Suppose you have two groups of people, whatever, you have two groups of population and you want to combine these two groups into one. Okay? How to get the mean and variance So here is the way to get it. So really is actually not that complicated, but if you follow the rules patiently, you should be able to get the answer. Okay? Any questions? Okay, let us take a break. Let's look at these questions. So, question 5. X is a discrete random variable, and you have these properties. I mean, the distribution for p x equal to 0, the probability is equal to p, and when p probability x equal to 1 is equal to q. So, what is the relationship between p and q? So, Ms. Wang, what's the relationship between p and q? What is the relationship between P and Q? Excuse me? Okay. So what's the relationship between P and Q? The lady there, what's the relationship between P and Q? Okay, the girl in brown coat. The relationship between P and Q. This is about the property of probability, right? Properties of probability. Q is equal to 0. Okay, what about you, Mr. Fu? Yeah, so it is between 0 and 1. But the relationship between P and Q. What? 1? So P plus Q must be equal to 1, okay? Okay, what about the mean and variance? That's easy, right? Expectation of x is equal to summation xi p xi, right? So here you have 0 times p plus 1 times q. So what's the mean? The mean is equal to q. Okay? And then dx, right, is equal to expectation x squared minus mu x squared. And what is that? 0 times p, still 0, right? And 1 squared times q, you get q minus q squared, right? So that is equal to q 1 minus q, right? So that's p and q, right? P times q. You factor q out, okay? You take 1 q out, you have 1 left. 2q, I mean this q squared, you take 1 q out, q left, okay? 1 q left. 1 minus q, what is that? P, okay? Okay, let's try to get this one. So in any given day, the probability that the alarm will ring is 0.01. So what is the probability that the alarm will ring twice in a week? So the gentleman in black shirt. Excuse me? So the alarm will ring. The probability is 0.01 in any given day. So in one day, the probability, the alarm will ring. The probability is 0.01. And now, what is the probability that the alarm will ring twice in a week? Ring twice in a week. So, I beg your pardon. The lady in green coat. So what's the probability? Please first tell me what kind of distribution you are looking. What's the distribution? Binomial, right? Binomial. Okay, so how to put down the probability? You are looking for probability that x greater than 2, right? Oh, sorry, it says twice. Twice is exactly 2 times, right? Okay? So what should be here? What kind of probability you are looking for? The lady in green coat. So, what are you looking at? Okay, Mr. Chief. The lady down there in green coat, so that's you. So, combination, right? 7 and 2, and here 0.01 to 3 power, and 0.99 to 5 power, right? Okay? Okay, now here. Another question. So you have, a school has 400 people, right? Oh, no wonder I said something wrong here. So this is question 7, okay? And this is, no wonder I think there's something wrong here. I forgot to put some other question there. So here, this is a different question, okay? This question you have x, y like this, okay? And you are going to find out the variance and the mean. And for question 7, okay, the first one is, how many people are between 160 cm and 170 cm, okay? And then the next question is, okay, the next question is, okay, 2, okay? So, what is the probability you will get a person okay? The third one, okay, so let us look at this question first. Okay, this one is a little bit easier. So you have x, the distribution is normal, the mean is 5, the variance is 4, y, okay, the mean is 10, the variance is 9. But here is something you have. You have rho xy. Can anyone tell me what is rho xy? The gentleman, yes, that's you. So what is rho xy? What is rho xy? It is correlation coefficient, right? And that is equal to covariance of xy divided by sigma x and sigma y. Okay? Okay, so first you want to find out what is expectation of w, right? So that is equal to expectation of 4x plus 6y. So that is equal to 4 expectation x plus 6 expectation y. So that is equal to 4 times 5 plus 6 times 10. Right? So that is equal to 84. So this one should be easy, right? Okay, this one should be easy. Questions? Any questions? Okay, what about this one? You're going to talk about variance. So that is variance of 4x plus 6y. But remember, here xy is positively related, right? They are positively related. So but there is something different here. They are positively related. So you have to figure out the covariance. Okay, you have to figure out the covariance. So first we try to do this. Okay, you have the gentleman behind the one that I just called. Okay, what should be here? V 4x plus 6y. What should be here? I beg your pardon? 16vx and then okay, and then $40A, right? Okay. Covariance xy. Questions? It is 6 times expectation y. Oh, sorry. Okay, thank you. So it should be 80, okay? Okay, any other questions? Okay, so here, it should be easy. For this part, 16 times Vx, so 16 times 4, right? And then 36 times 9. But what about covariance? So you have rho xy is equal to 0.3. And that is equal to covariance xy divided by sigma x. It is equal to 2, right? And sigma y is equal to 3, right? So covariance xy is equal to 1.8. Okay, is equal to 1.8. Okay, so from here, it is 40A times 1.8. So if you have a calculator, you should be able to get it. So I don't want to get into the final calculation. Can anyone tell me what should be the answer here? Anyone got a calculator? How much it should be here? Anyone got a calculator? No one? 474.4. Okay? Okay. Questions? Yes. Which one? Because if you have Vx plus y, okay, that would be Vx plus Vy plus covariance 2xy. Okay? And suppose it is minus x minus y, then it will be minus here. Okay? Questions? Okay, so we will get to the last question. Any questions? Can I erase it? Okay. Okay, so a school has 400 persons, and the height distribution is mean 165, the variance 25. And so how many people are between 160 and 170, okay? So then you draw a diagram, okay? Here it is 165. And it is normal distribution. So in the exam, you will be given a normal distribution table. you are not supposed to mark on it. Okay, you don't make any mark or notation because in the final you're going to use it again. So don't mark anything on the table. And we will give you additional, blank paper so you can do some calculation on that. Okay. So you are required to find out 150, okay, and 170 here. Okay. So probability of x greater than 150, less than 170, right? Okay, can anyone tell me how to do this? So the girl in pink coat. So what should be here? Okay, 150 minus 165 divided by 5 less than z, right? And less than 170 minus 165 divided by 5, okay? So that basically that is probability of -1 between z between 1, right? Okay, so between 1 and -1, so that should be easy. Okay, what about the second one? What is the probability that you will get a person above 175? So you randomly choose anyone, right? You randomly choose anyone. What is the probability that you will get a person that is, hold on. So here is what we get. This is what? Probability, right? But the question is, how many people, right? How many people? So here, what you get, it should be 0.683, right? And how many people? So the girl in pink coat. So how many people? So 0.683 times 400, right? Of course, it is not an integer. So you have to round it, okay? You have to round it. So how much is that? Okay, so you either answer 274 or 275, okay? But suppose which one should you get? 274, right? Because round it up, if it is, we say round up, right? We say if it is above 5, okay? It is 5, 4, 6, 9, 7, 8, okay? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, okay? That would be 275, but it is below 5. It is below 5, so that would be 274. Already? Okay, sorry. Okay, so if you round it up, then it is 273, right? Okay. Okay, we get to the last question. Okay, last question. So, question? Oh, sorry, the second one. Okay. So what is the probability you will get a person that is above 175? So the next one, the girl in yellow coat. P of x greater than 175, right? And so you want to convert x into z, right? So, sorry. P z greater than 175 minus 165 divided by 5, right? So that is P z greater than 2, okay? Questions? Okay, the last one. The last one, we say that in a sample of 25, what is the probability that the mean height, okay, will be above 175? In this case, the sample is very small, right? It is not large, but we already know that it is a normal distribution, and also we know the population variance. Okay, so you should still use normal distribution. Okay. Okay, so what will be here? The girl next to the girl with the coat. How to deal with this problem? Okay, the gentleman in white shirt, in white t-shirt. It's you. How to deal with it? Is it the same as this one? Is question 3, the answer to question 3 the same as that to question 2? Are they the same? Okay, Miss Wang, how to deal with it? Excuse me? Okay, Yang Qingwei. How to deal with it? Okay, Mr. Wu. Are these questions the same? Okay, the key point is, what is the probability, the mean height? Okay, the mean height. So you have take 25 out of it, right? So basically, you are... So in this case, it is probability of x greater than 175. And what about here? It is probability of x bar, okay, greater than 175. So of course, for this question, you use x. So you use the distribution of x. Here, you use x bar. So you use the distribution of x bar. So what is the distribution of x bar? It should be normal distribution. 165 is the mean. Okay? What about the variance? The variance is equal to 1. Right? Okay? So here is the difference. So then you have probability of v greater than 175 minus 165 divided by how much? 1. Right? Okay, so you have pz greater than 10. So what is the probability for pz greater than 10? Excuse me? 0, right? Okay. Okay, let's take a break.